Good morning. On behalf of Mahatma Gandhi University, I, Ramsha Khalik, research scholar, Mahatma Gandhi University, gives a warm welcome to all the respected dignitaries and the participants to the day 2 of our FTP program on rural entrepreneurship. Today, our session is being divided into three parts. We'll be starting with our first session, which is on creative entrepreneurships, strategies for survival, sustenance, and success, which will be presented by Professor A. Vidya Reddy, sir. Let me please introduce you to all today's first resource person, Professor A. Vidyadhar Reddy. Sir is currently serving as Director at Center for Management Studies at Nalsar University of Law. With around 35 years of experience in teaching with Department of Business Management, Osmania University, Hyderabad, Sir had been head of department, dean, chairman, board of studies, also chairman, board of studies at Nalsar University of Law. Professor Reddy holds PhD in marketing from Kakatiya University. Sir has been awarded gold medal by Osmania University Alumni Association for the best research paper published in 2003-4. Along with this, Sir has published various research papers and books as well. Now, I would like to invite Professor A. Vidya Reddy, sir, to please address the gathering.
Thank you, Ramsha.
Welcome, sir.
Respected AICT Chairman, Professor Anil Sahasrabudhe, and respected Director, Faculty Development Cell, my dear colleagues, friends, and all the participants. Very good morning to all of you. Am I audible to all of you, please?
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Thank you. Very good morning. So today I'm entrusted with this topic called creative entrepreneurship, strategies for survival, sustenance, and success. As part of the rural entrepreneurship that is approved for this Mahatma Gandhi University for conducting this faculty development program. I wish to congratulate the coordinator and all the faculty and the director of this university for selecting a wonderful topic called rural entrepreneurship. That is the need of the hour today for India. Because it's a topic really which generates lot of discussion, lot of debate, and a lot of understanding is also required. And rural entrepreneurship is the real need of the hour. Okay. Why? Because India needs it. India has to compete with all the neighbors. India has to compete with all the developed nations. Long ago, India was the superpower, both in commerce, trade, and science and technology also. Hundreds of years ago, the entire world's destination was India. Innumerable scholars, scientists, historians have made it their wish and will, objective, mission of their life to reach India, to know India, to explore India. That was the golden era for India. They came, they lived here, They conquered here. They ruled us. And they really plundered and they, what do you call, they spoilt everything, our culture, our history, our rich heritage, our literature, plenty of scientific literature. Okay, that was the history, forget. Now, how do we come back? How do we see the resurgent India? How do we see the entrepreneurial India? How do we see the dynamic India ever changing, ever accepting the challenges of this world? How do we see the sustainable India, successful India, a competent India? That is our mission of the life of every Indian. We want to see the smile in India, smile in everybody's life, happiness in everybody's life, hunger-free India, a competent India. It's only possible with entrepreneurial India. What kind of entrepreneurship? It should be a creative entrepreneurship, not the copycat entrepreneurship. Of course, that's also required for our survival, for our sustenance, but for our success. But to prove ourselves in the global markets, we need to be a creative India. Creative entrepreneurial India. That is our mission. Okay, but many people think that management is something that is the real, what do you call, a misunderstanding. Many Indians, many, what do you call, experts coming from other areas of disciplines think that management is just cutting the deals, laying the people, hiring the people, buying and selling, mergers and acquisitions. That is not management, Papa. Management is the opportunity to help the people, become the better people, to make the India a livable, a great India, a peaceful India, a happy India, a hunger-free India. Then how do we make it? That is the secret of science and art of the management. Because, see, in order to understand this, please remember, simple lectures are not enough. You must have the grasp of your nation, the grasp of your markets, the grasp of your economy, the nature, the magnitude, the size, the problems, the complexities, so on and so forth. We need to progress in many fronts. We have not achieved anything as on today. Let us not feel proud of it. But let us take the call from our Honorable Prime Minister of India and march forward for the creating a great India. How do we make it? Largest populated country in the world, along with China. Youngest country in the world, because many young Indians are in the maximum population is in India in the bracket of the youth, age group of the young India. If you look at the South Asia countries, they are very small, but they're very superiorly competitive to India. Their resources are scanty. Their size is small. Not only countries, but also size of the people also small. Their physics are small, but they prove to be superior economies to India. Our neighboring country like China, there is so much commonality. That is the world's largest, the second largest in India in terms of population. It is larger than India in terms of area. It is a rice eating country. We are also rice eating country. They are shorter than us in the height. Their tummies are bigger than us. It is also an agro economy like India, but it has become a superpower today. Its products and services have reached every nook and corner of the world, including US, including Japan. It has started dictating the terms, the global economies. Then what's wrong with India? Why shall we not become? We have to introspect. We have to rise. We have to wake up. And we have to march forward. Please. So therefore, and Indian economy, 70% of the Indian economy is villages, rural economy. That means 70% of the Indians live in India. That is today. Once upon a time, 90% of the Indians live in India. Today it has shrunk to 70%. But the paradox is 70% of the doctors in India live in cities, not in rural India. 70% of India lives in the villages. 70% of our doctors and healthcare systems live in urban India. So all the 70% of rural India have to come to urban India for their healthcare problems. What is the cost involved in them? The transportation and many other things. Why we have failed to integrate our healthcare systems with the rural economy? What a paradox it is. We have failed to understand that. Our economy lives in agro economy. Our farmer has been suffering for hundreds of years. Today, many economies have got the severe setback in the wake of this COVID-19. But India, by and large, it is insulated because of our farmer, because of our rural economy, because of our agriculture economy. We are safe in the hands of that crying farmer. We need to create a good economy, good markets, good practices. good enterprises, good innovations. To enrich our economy. We must think in terms of that. Even today, I'm sorry to say, we are not able to look at the dimension of that dynamic innovation. We are not able to observe the need of the hour. We have stopped by and large using the Chinese apps, Chinese products, Chinese innovations. You look at every product is from China. Being the neighbors of the China, why we have failed to catch that observation? Did you ever think of that a scanner will be developed in your mobile phone? We had to dive in scanning our documents using our systems. A big scanner set up to your system. Baba, we need so many classrooms in the academic institutions we have insisted upon that they should fix the overhead projectors. For that, we need to make so much of arrangements. It has to suspended from the top. It has to be bought by paying 1 lakh rupees, 2 lakh rupees. And the arrangement of such a big thing is a circus. Can't we imagine a product that you can make everything? You can simply using your mobile phone that you can also use OHP or overhead projector. Why? Why we are starved of ideas? Why we are not able to generate any ideas? What is lacking in us for this creative observation only? Forget. We need to have that behavior. We need to have such thinking. We need to have such creative thinking, creative innovations, creative products, creative services. They only survive. They can only make our India a competitive India. Please remember. So therefore, there are 3 things involved in this creativity: entrepreneurship, creativity, innovation, and entrepreneurship. What is creativity? Creativity is thinking new things. Innovation is doing new things. So creativity is ability to develop new ideas, discovering the new ways of looking at the problems and opportunities. Baba, if you look at the healthcare problems, one MRI scan is required a patient to pay not less than 10,000 rupees. A PET scan asks for 27 to 30,000 rupees. CT scan demands 10,000 rupees price for a simple CT scan. What is our expertise in IT? India claims as an IT superpower. Can we not cut down the cost of this CT scan, MRI scan, and PET scan drastically? Do we not think of business process reengineering Do we not think of an alternative products and services which can match the excellence of these scans? Why? Why are we not able to do it? We have see cameras have ceased to exist. Radios have ceased to exist. Tape recorders have ceased to exist. Video recorders have ceased to exist. CD players have ceased to exist. Today, the whole world is in your palm with a smart mobile phone. You are able to talk, you are able to search, you are able to Google, you are able to note down your BP, you are able to check your sugar, you are able to note down your pulse rate, you are able to note down your energy consumption. Many things. Many things. Why shall we not look at these things? Which can ease the life of every poor Indian. How many Indians who are suffering with hunger can afford to pay such a huge price? You tell me. Why shall we not understand? Why shall we not work upon that? So please, creativity is the ability to develop new ideas. Discover the new ways of looking at. Innovation is the ability to apply the creative solutions. Okay. And entrepreneurship is combining both creativity and innovation. Thinking new things is creativity. Doing new things is innovation. Creating value in the marketplace is entrepreneurship. What is the value providing? I have been expecting from the IT experts, perhaps for the past 25 years, a great innovation from them. One of the leading eminent cardiac surgeon was expecting 25 years ago from the IT experts that they should reduce the price of MRI scan from 10,000 to 100 rupees. Because he has a very, very big ideas for India. He's a real management thinker in the medical field. One of the greatest surgeons of cardiac. He was 25 years ago, he was addressing all the doctors, which was attended by me also, though I was not a doctor. He wanted to train just simply MBBS medical graduates in 3 things. The 3 things are, he has asked them across the India, taken the things, went by the secondary research. What are the 3 major frequently faced problems by Indians so far as healthcare is concerned? What are the 1, 2, 3 most frequently happening problems for every Indian, irrespective of their prosperity, irrespective of their age, irrespective of their education, irrespective of their gender? The most frequent problems for Indians are, number 1, cardiac problem, surgery. Number 2, spine problem. Because of bad roads, because of bad infrastructure, because of the weak personalities, because of lack of what you call nutrition, lack of many things, energy, supporting all these things, people end up with a lot of spinal problems, cardiac problems, and the third one is neuro problem. You noticed. He wanted to train these 5,000 doctors in these three areas, selecting them from the primary health centers situated in the rural India. Way back 20-30 years ago, they did their MBBS. They have never seen the developments of new science and thoughts. They have been working there. They forgot everything. He wanted to select 5,000 doctors working in primary health centers across India. He wanted to train them in these three surgeries to perform at primary health centers. Then you may ask, where are the MRI scans and CT scans at primary health centers? That is where he was trying to take the help of IT people. Come on. Whoever claims that I am the great IT guy, this is the challenging task he had given them. He wanted to practice the telemedicine. He wanted to address all the patients suffering from these three things in India, across India. That is real management. That is real entrepreneurship. That is creative entrepreneurship. So please remember, we have got 1.3 billion population suffering with hunger, population looking for opportunities, population looking for jobs, employment, sustenance, so on and so forth. You just think of how much food is required, how much drinking water is required, how much milk is required, how much clothing is required, how many automobiles are required, how many mobiles are required, how much hair oil is required, how many schools are required, how many doctors are required. You've got such vast market before you. You sense their needs, serve them, satisfy them. How much power is required? Power tariff has been going like anything. Today, 6 rupees, 7 rupees per unit. Last month, I have received my domestic bill for my simple flat. Only four people are living without ACs, without anything. I got 20,000 rupees bill for it. You can imagine others. 20,000 and odd I have paid as a monthly bill last month. You all must have seen in Telangana, there was a hue and cry about this power bills. How are we survive? How do we survive? How does our industry survive with such a huge hike in the power? Can't we think of alternative sources of power? Baba, our former president of India, Abdul Kalam, was emphasizing in one of the colleges in Delhi. He was asking the students to think, to utilize the space, power from space, air from space, pure, uncontaminated power. uncontaminated air. And clean air, clean power, clean water make the clean minds. No animosity, no aggressions, to live in harmony. That was the dream dreamt by our former President of India, Abdul Kalam. Why we are not able to look at the sky, Baba? So much sun, so much of solar energy is there. Why shall we think of developing alternative technologies which can last for 100 years, which can give the abundant solar energy to all of us? And with that solar power, cheapest power, pure power, clean power, really our industry would, what you call, multiply in a geometric way. Millions of industries come up with free power, cheapest power. Abundant power was, energy was available in India. Why shall we not think of developing an alternative source of energy for our cars, automobiles? Why we shall be depend on this, what we call, nations which supply our oil resources to us, which are contributing lot of pollution to the air pollution and various other types of pollution, and really emptying our finances. Please remember. So why shall we not think of developing the alternative sources of energy to run the automobiles, to establish our industry, to tap the power, solar power at the cheapest rate? Your irrigation, your automobiles, your entire industry would run by the clean solar power. You get clean water, you get clean energy, your body becomes clean, your air becomes clean, your climate becomes clean. Today, look at the Delhi, most unfortunate. Not even 1 hour you can live there. Highly polluted city. Creative solutions. Please remember, apply our mind. So that was the great dream dreamt by our former President of India, Abdul Kalam. Okay, so therefore, innovation and researchers must believe that entrepreneurs succeed by thinking and doing the new things in a better way. Entrepreneurship is the result of disciplined, systematic process which applies creativity and innovation to the opportunities in the marketplace. Innumerable opportunities are available in India. Innumerable. Baba, if you develop an alternative source of energy for the existing oil-based, petrol-based automobiles, you just imagine what will be the demand for automobiles. Healthcare systems, if you develop such a wonderful things, you just imagine our, what you call, healthcare development or health index or happiness, so on and so forth. So therefore, entrepreneurship is something which is used. So what is creativity? Creativity is the most important human resource of all. Without creativity, there would be no progress and would be forever repeating the same patterns of life. Let us not lead such life. We need new blood. We need new thinking. We need new products, new tastes, new preferences, better jobs, better products, better technology. Earlier, the technology was not there. Our doctors used to look at the pulse. Vata, Pitta, there used to be three, what you call, things in the pulse. Based on that, they used to assess our health simply by the, what you call, pressing those three things. How blindly? Today, within fraction of seconds, your BP will be explained, your pulse will be explained, your blood, what you call, composition will be explained, everything, all parameters will be given within half an hour of time. And a lot of progress has taken place. Tomorrow, we need to see our viscera system openly in the mirror. We need to know what is taking place in our viscera. What we need to see every day, our stomach. We need to see every day our mind. The mirror. Why can't we think of it? We need a small solution which can be applied on our tummy. Within no time, tummy should become normal. You must become the flat structure, not the from convex structure to flat structure. You apply a small oil on your head, immediately you must get a mushroom growth of hair. You apply a small cosmetic which can transform your complexion forever. Mama, creativity is most important. And it's not such big things. There are many, I will tell you. There are 4 phases which can become the obstructions, blocks to enhance the creative thinking. One is the knowledge accumulation. Activities which are important activities. Knowledge accumulation, incubation process, eureka experience. When you discover something, you will excited. You'll be excited. You must be knowing. Archimedes was dictated by his king to help him to help the king to know the purity of that gold. There was no mechanism to explain the purity of the gold. And he was dying. He was warned that he will be severed off his head if he fails to explain. 24/7, his mind is really fighting to find out the solution for it. His body became hot, mind became hot. He was not getting sleep. And he went and entered into the tub to take a bath to cool down his temperature. Suddenly, he felt like floating in the water. That one jerk has given the Archimedes principle, and forgetting everything that he was not having the clothes. The moment he got it, with that eureka, he was running amok on the roads that he discovered. Eureka means discovery. He forgot that he was not having clothes. Such a jubilant mood, such a happiness. You also explore, work for such eureka experience. Every year, lakhs of people are dying with various types of cancers. Lakhs of people are suffering with neurostrokes. spinal cord injuries, cardiac arrest. Come on, find out, explore, and evaluating and implementation. These are the 4 stages of the creativity. But there are number of barriers, no? Many a time. Always you look at one-on-one, one right answer. One right answer. Because we have been trained to think in a constrained way, in a limited way, in a closed way. Because my teacher has taught me the meaning of infinite means, he said, imagine the track of railway, the parallel track which will run like that. They will never meet anywhere. So if you travel along the track infinite distance, they can never meet. So he tried to explain the meaning of infinity in that way. So we have been thinking only in terms of infinity means the track, parallel track. Is that? No. Space is infinite. What is infinite? Get into the space. If you travel at the speed of light with 1,86,000 miles per second, and for a week, then you cannot see our planet Earth. Like a dot even. So therefore, if Earth planet is not seen as a dot, how big that universe is? How big? There are billions of Milky Ways, trillions of Milky Ways, uncountable. There are no numerical system which can count all these things for all of us. Such a vast universe. Our planet itself is much bigger than anything else for us. What is our height in the planet relative to our planet? 5 feet 6 inches is shortest. You cannot be seen at all. You cannot be seen at all. So something that is really mind-boggling size. Since we cannot reach out, since we cannot understand, since we cannot measure it all, that is infinite in this. So make the mindset to open up, think in terms of very clearly. Let us not look at one single right answer, but multiple solutions with the importance of the priority of the answers, problems. Focusing on logical explanation is required. That delays your creativity. We are trained, our mind is trained to follow thumb rules. We blindly follow. Always we try to be practical, playing frivolous, over specialization. No, it's not my area. People say. Ambiguity, foolish looking, fearing mistakes and failures. Always thinking that I am not creative, I am not creative. 40 years ago, one boy was sleeping on the old cot in the open space in the evening every day, looking at the sky, observing the sky hours together and falling into sleep. He had got a very big question mark. What is conditioning our lifespan of flora and fauna on this planet? What is determining the lifespan of flora and fauna on this planet? Why he had got idea? Because he was told in the scriptures that Brahmalok is different, Vishnulok is different, some other loks are different. Our 100 years is equal to their half day or 1 day. So he was thinking that Jupiter is 10 times bigger than the Earth. Therefore, 240 hours of time it will take for completing a day on Jupiter. So he got a curious, brilliant idea. By any chance, if we live in Jupiter, do we live 10 times longer than what we live on Earth? Is a big question. Because the lifespan is going to be conditioned by the Jupiter systems, not our Earth planet system. In the moon, the gravitation energy is 6 times smaller than our Earth. Therefore, people started, when they jump, it is 6 times greater than they jump on Earth. When they take leap, it is 6 times more greater than they take on leap, India or in the country, on this Earth. So therefore, he is also looking at the ideas. He got the feeling that do we live 10 times more than what we live on Earth? So that is there is nothing wrong. Have the open-mindedness. Then he got a brilliant idea. What is the idea? Perhaps he got a understanding what is a day. Day is something when a planet revolves around its axis is called day. So by unit of measurement of our own this thing, Earth revolves around 24 hours it takes. Then it takes 365 days for to making a round around its planet, central planet called Sun. Similarly, other systems also perhaps. Similarly, Jupiter is taking 10 days time of the Earth planet. Mars is taking something different time than Earth planet. Therefore, their day and night is conditioning the lifespan of that flora and fauna. Then what is day? What is night? Day, you can't say. If there is no light, it is also a dark hole. What people have been thinking. Suddenly, today, a sudden thing phenomena has come. A small viral attack made the countries going amok. Bankruptcy. All economies across the world have become standstill. Life becomes standstill. Tomorrow, by any chance, if the sun stops burning, what will happen to all of us? Nothing can live. So think of coming out with alternatives. So you must believe that you are a creative man. So Edward de Bono had classified the entrepreneurs into 6 categories. One of he called it white paper, find and warmth, red hat, white hat, yellow hat, black hat, green hat, blue hat, like that. And white hat people are they gather information, record the information, and identify the information that may be needed. They are not so creative. And red hat people are their fire and warmthness, associated with the feelings, intuitions, emotions. Okay? They put forth their feelings without any justification. Yellow hat people are sunshine people, positive thinking people. They looks for benefits of the situation, encourages positive thinking. And black, they are called stern judges. Hat relates to caution, critical judgment. And green, vegetation and rich growth, creative thinking, generating new ideas. Think of drawing solar power onto this planet. Much more light, entire planet will dazzle like anything. No pollution, no carbon, pure power, pure water, pure air, pure health systems. Hope that our assumption is that provides pure, harmonious thinking. And civilization will survive like anything. Blue hat, sky and overview. It's a process controlled. Thinking about thinking, summaries, conclusions, decisions, etc. Okay. So what is the new value that is created by the entrepreneurs? Okay. So entrepreneurs introduce new products, new goods, new services, new methods of production, open new markets, new sources of supply, and reorganize the industry. So there are 4 distinct types of innovations. What are they? Invention is creating the new product altogether, a new service, new process. So extension, expansion of the product and service. Today, a simple mobile phone expanded like anything. How many things are there? How many apps are embedded in? You got the radio, you got the phone, you got the what you call camera, you got so many things. So many things. Duplication. It's a replication of the existing product. Way back, in 1996, 95, 96, 95, 96, I had been to Malaysia and Singapore for presenting a paper in an international conference. There I bought an iPhone for a very, very cheaper price. I used it for 5 years in Hyderabad. Suddenly the battery got exhausted. I went to this one market in Habits to buy that battery if it is available. The whole market was shocked. Hey, iPhone has come with a dual SIM. Yes, way back in 95, 96, Chinese have launched as though it were a new original iPhone with a dual SIM. Such a great technology they have got for manufacturing the duplication of products and services. Synthesis, combination of existing concepts and factors into new formulations. What are the types of innovation activity? Invention, innovation, and imitation. And there is a called innovation funnel. The funnel speaks about the success of the ideas. If you have got 3,000 ideas and submitted only 300, 125 become small projects, 4 developments, 2 launches, and 1 successful new product. You imagine. Why it is happening? We are simply going by this kind of thinking. Baba, when you think something, you look at the market. New ideas should come from the market, market relevant, useful to the market, useful to the industry. It should have a demand in the market. It should be appreciated by the market. Then only your product and service become successful. If they don't accept, yeah, waste idea. They throw into the waste recycle bin. Think practically. Estimate, assess the market well. So, innovation is novel and useful idea that is successfully implemented. It should be novel, it should be useful, and it should be implementable. Then it is commercially viable. What are the types of innovation? Markets and technologies. We have got markets and we should explore the technology to serve the market. We have got existing markets. We have got the new markets. It is like what you call Ansop's matrix, product market matrix. Existing markets, new markets. Existing products, new products. Here also markets existing and new markets, and technologies, existing technology and new technology. If it is existing market with existing technology, what is that you look at? There is no such any radical innovation. It is only simply an incremental innovation. What do you mean by that? Baba, we have been eating the ketchup for many years, tomato ketchup and other ketchups. And ours is an existing market, that is the existing product. Ketchup, maybe there are so many brands, but ketchup is an existing product. The new discoveries is ketchup is also used, can also be used for idli, dosa, and some other things. Oh, wonderful. Tomorrow, ketchup can also be used for exploring the new markets. What are those new markets? Existing technology, new market. What is the existing technology? Baba, remove all kinds of chemicals from the ketchup, use organic, natural, which does not burn anything, very cooling, beautiful things. Red dish ketchup. And the new market is use it as a cosmetic, to apply it on the face, to change your complexion from dark to red, like this. New markets. Sometimes new market and new technology we have never imagined. Baba, we have seen the power generated by the thermal power. Thermal power is a reddish in color, costly in power, not white, not dazzling. Then hydel power has come, a shade better than that. Now solar power has come. Now people have developed new technologies, new bulbs and new tubes with what is that new technology? They are brightening like whiteness. So new technology and the new markets is a radical innovation. And existing market with new technology is disruptive innovation. Disrupting means discontinuing the existing. Tomorrow, in healthcare management, new innovations, disruptive innovations come within a short period of time, maybe in few years. Patient does not require to go for any kind of MRI scan, CT scan, PET scan. They develop something is in offing. It is there in the developmental stage. A mirror-like thing. You can see, doctors can see, you can see, everybody can see clearly what is transpiring, what is there in your viscera, stomach. Where the problem is, you can see. If you click on it, it will magnify the problem area. So it is you have put a disruption to the existing technology called MRI scanning, CT scan, PET scan, and other scans. So disruptive innovation. Okay. Then entrepreneurs, our role. Individuals acting independently. Okay. Risk taking, coming out with innovation. They must have that kind of mindset, Baba mindset. We all should have. India, most of the Indians look for jobs, not enterprises, entrepreneurial thinking. Therefore, so much of migration from India to European countries and other countries today, in search of employment, in search of jobs. They want to create wealth and value to others. They don't want to create for themselves. It's also a dependence attitude. So entrepreneurial mindset is required. Strategic entrepreneurship. What is? You must have a strategy for entrepreneurship. Seeking the opportunities in the external environment that exploit through competitive advantage. You got the competitive advantage. Many people misuse the word called core competence. I have been hundreds of people talking about my core competence, my core competence. What is your core competence? What do you mean by core competence? It is not your core competence, I say. Core competence is non-imitable, unique, non-copyable. Do you have such thinking, such ideas which are not imitable, such a unique? That is what is called core competence. Sony company was having the core competence of miniaturization of the product and services which others have not. Therefore, Sony has enjoyed core competence of that miniaturization of the products. Our great hockey player Dhyan Chand was having the core competence in the dribbling. First time when he was playing against the Germany in the first World Cup, played in the Germany itself, where the stadium accommodated about 1 lakh people. We are under the rule of British, suffering with hunger, nothing. And he was a frail personality. And that team was against the mighty, big personalities, large frames of Germans. And it was it is Germans' game, hockey. Germans have many a time they won. We have not won any time. It was not our game. but our people have developed the expertise, skill. They were playing against in the final against the Germany, which was watched by Hitler. The whole Germans with the gigantic personalities, with their excellent, what you call, competitive advantage, they could not cope with the speed and skill and drift of our Dhyan Chand. Dhyan Chand had appeared to them like a magician. It was a difficult situation to know whether the ball was moving with the stick or stick was moving with the ball. Hitler got a doubt. Play was stopped. He called him and asked the people to break his stick. He could not find anything because there was a suspicion that stick might had a magnet inside. That was a great dribbling. And India beat them 8-0 in the finals, not in extra time. Therefore, he was regarded as he was wizard of hockey. We fail to understand the intricacies of the game. Therefore, now we have got only lizards, not the wizards. Competitive advantage, how do we get it? Corporate entrepreneurship is required. Okay. And why entrepreneurship? Entrepreneurship promotes the economic growth. Baba, many poor families in Telangana and Andhra Pradesh have become rich today. Like said in Rosto stages of economic growth, a takeoff took place in their economy. From poverty to today, they are living in good bungalows, good automobiles, good living, because their children have gone for jobs in US and other countries, sent back a lot of money. So entrepreneurship promotes economic growth, increases the productivity, creates employment to innumerable people, you know. When Satyam was there, almost 1 lakh employees were there. Satyam. Show me how many IT companies have got 1 lakh staff, employees. How big an IT organization which has employed 1 lakh employees? Like that, there are innumerable centers of IT which had employed number of people. Drives the economies. So entrepreneur is a person, entrepreneurship is a process, enterprise is an outcome. Okay. So there is a strategy matrix. How you got the risk involved. Entrepreneur must take some risk. How much risk? We don't know. And innovation and risk. These are the two things. Low risk and low innovation. Your, what do you call, outcome will be very marginal. Low risk with high innovation. Great, you are successful. And high risk and what do you call, high innovation and low risk. And low innovation, high risk. Very, very difficult for survival. Innovation is low, and most of the people fall in this without their education, without reading, without pulsing the, what you call, markets. They fall into this. Go by, they simply go by some kind of people advice. They never think, they never ask, they never inquire. How do we classify entrepreneurship? Administrative entrepreneurship, opportunistic entrepreneurship, acquisitive entrepreneurship, incubative entrepreneurship, imitative entrepreneurship, private entrepreneurship, public entrepreneurship, individual entrepreneurship, and mass entrepreneurship. What are the different types of entrepreneur? Business entrepreneur, trading entrepreneur, industrial entrepreneur. You have been witnessing several trading entrepreneurs in your markets, in your cities. Most of the people admire, they visit him. Industrial entrepreneur, corporate entrepreneur, agriculture entrepreneur, retailer entrepreneur, service entrepreneur, many other things. Okay. There are 24 types of what you call entrepreneurship. 26 types. The same is mentioned, forget about it. So what is the role of creativity in entrepreneurship? I told you, no. Entrepreneurship is starting a business. It could be existing, it could be non-existing. When it is non-existing business, it is called creative, new, innovative. It could be anything. Okay. Then creative entrepreneurship is the synthesis of creativity, artistic vision, people skills, leadership, value-based marketing, business sense. Turning the passion into profession is creative. There are 6 types of entrepreneurs. About social scientists examined 30,000 entrepreneurs and classified them into 6 profiles or 6 types. All the entrepreneurs falling into the 6 categories. They are named as, perhaps they must have done factor analysis and classified them into various factors and named those various factors into 6 categories. They are called hustler. They are very, very enthusiastic, confident. They could sell anything in the world. Ice in Antarctica also. Very hardcore salespeople. Very stubborn people. Strong people. Innovators. There are many types of innovators, Baba. Innovators. I tell you, 3 years ago, one just simply polytechnic studied, a practicing mechanic came to my home in the evening around 7 o'clock. What he told me that he had developed a gadget, very simple gadget, which can be fixed to the 4-wheelers, cars, and others. That gadget will improve the mileage by 50%. And the gadget price was around 30,000 he fixed. He said he could manufacture with only around 8,000. But poor fellow, who will agree with him? Why he had come is he wanted to take the help of the transport department, government officials to allow him to fix it to the automobiles, whoever is willing. So they could not come forward. That poor fellow had to go to Africa and become a successful entrepreneur there, could convince the government, and now he is doing the service there, now selling his gadget. So please understand, he is an innovator. Another fellow in a small village in Nalgonda district, way back 45 years ago, 45 years ago, had developed a simple technology, was a mechanic in Nalgonda, Bongir, a matriculate. He was doing motor winding business, repairing of oil engines. He developed a technology and with pneumatic pressure, using his pump from 10 meters well, he could suck out the water continuously. How? Every day morning he had seen hundreds of people going for walking. Night they eat a lot and booze a lot. Their tummies look like a convex tummies. Morning they go for walk and they eat all the leaves. They would not leave a single neem leaf. They eat like goats because goat eat all the leaves. Evening they eat goat, morning they eat like goat. And what he had done is simply he had fixed some 2 pedals to that well, fixed this pipe, pneumatic pipe in that well, agriculture bore. And just all that you have to do is simple mechanism. Left, right, left, right. You have to pedal that pedals with your foot. And water was pumping out. Without any energy, without any cost, without anything, with a simple mechanism he had developed. He is an innovator. But there was nobody to respect his innovation, honor his innovation. Another is machine light. Another one is Prodigy. Is like a excellent strategist, visionary. But envisage future. People never like writing examinations. People never like sitting in the classroom and listening to it. People do not like. One day I was all the time for the past 3-4 years, I was criticizing the today's generation. My generation, I was telling the people that we never missed a single day without reading the newspaper. If one day we do not read the newspaper, it is not available, we used to feel fish out of water. But today, I asked many people, not a single student is reading any newspaper. Habit is not there. Of late, I have realized, oh, they are not habituated to read the physical newspaper. They got habituated to read online in their mobile phone. They are very intelligent. They know what they read what they want. They do not read everything. They selectively listen, selectively read, selectively understand, selectively respect. Very intelligent generation this is. Okay, so visionary. Okay, and there is a book called Innovator's Dilemma. Long back, Clayton Christensen had written. A professor who worked for 37 years with Harvard B School. A professor who had trained 32 generations of global CEOs in Harvard. He was the person who coined the word called disruptive innovation. Disruptive technologies. His dilemma is, innovators' dilemma is all the time. The new technologies cause the great firms to fall. Today, look at HMT, which was having 95% market share in India across the world, is no more. Bush Baron is no more, a radio company. Philips radio company is no more. Holland Philips is globally popular. And many things. Many big companies are not existing today because of the disruptive innovations. Till yesterday, Nokia was there. Suddenly, smartphone disruptive technology had made Nokia to exit. Great companies, great technologies. They fail. So they've got biggest impact on the business world, the disruptive technologies. Eveready batteries, I don't know you whether you people know it or not. They were very, very popular. Today are not getting any Eveready batteries. Jeep torch lights were very popular. Landline phones were not existing at all. Typewriters had become a biggest thing to tell my new generation people. There used to be a typewriter. Only I have to take them to Salarjung Museum in Hyderabad or any other museum to show them this is the typewriter we use for typing. Oil engines, all have ceased to exist because of disruptive innovation. Just a couple of years ago, he had expired, died, but a great professor of innovation. Large companies typically fail at a disruptive innovation because top management team is dominated by individuals who have been selected for delivery skills, not discovery skills. Please understand. Growth is not a strategy. Often you people are discussing with your students and everybody, growth, what are the growth strategies? What are the growth strategies? Growth is not a strategy. It is a result. Growth is the outcome of what? Strategy. So what is the paradox explored? Innovator's dilemma. Successful companies can fail by making the right decisions in the wrong situations. A greatest practitioner, Philip Kotler already said, if you are not a brand, you are a commodity. You must identify yourself. You must be distinguishable. You must be something different from others. You must be a brand. Then only people remember you, people recognize you, people recall you. Disruptive technology is a marketing challenge, not a technological challenge. People think that technologists think that it is our challenge. No. There are many challenges on this planet. 6 billion people, today 7 billion people. Shortage of water is there. Atmospheric pollution is there. Many diseases have come. Natural resources have extincted. Okay, land is what you call have become unusable. So therefore, humanity requires mega missions. We need solar energy, drinking water from sea, water through desalination, minerals from other planets, and bring space manufactured products. This is what our great President of India, scientist Abdul Kalam said. He has identified an integrated action for all of us. Need of 1 billion people. We have identified 5 areas where India has core competence for integrated action. Agriculture and food processing. You look at how many snacks have come, oil-free snacks have come. We are paying 50 rupees to 100 rupees for just 100 grams and 200 grams of snacks. We are consuming, they are tasty, oil-free. We are not able to. You got the competence, you got the resources, but you don't have ideas. We are becoming slaves for those brands. Why can't we think of it? We have become slave for 2-minute Maggi. We have become slave for Kurkure. Okay, in the absence of that, we have become. Why Indian products have not come? Why you are not able to foresee that? Education, healthcare, electric power, surface transport, infrastructure, information and communication. These are all important areas that are identified. He said, Baba developed a strategy called Pura, providing urban amenities in rural areas. All the rural markets have to be connected by the outer ring roads to the main capital city. They supply their food and products and everything they produce to the connected by the urban cities. They reach out to the urban markets. They get good price and urban people get good products and services. He had estimated there needs to be at least 7,000 Pura units. Physical connectivity with the village clusters, with roads and transport, electronic connectivity, telecommunication, fiber optics, kiosks, vocational training, etc., etc. And he feels that it is a reliable proposition. And he was aiming at enlightened citizen-centric society. Very big dream, very far-reaching dream, very big meaning for it. As a stakeholder of this ecosystem, we must act towards strengthening the policy with creative solutions. Recycle, waste management, energy efficiency, designs for without pollution, paperless offices, renewable energy, effective use of natural light, ventilation, sustainability, and so on and so forth. The world is big. You must have ideas for. You understand 1.3 billion population, 10 billion aspirations, 10 billion, 100 billion opportunities. How many ideas you have got to fulfill them? It's up to you. So therefore, think creatively, act creatively. Creative entrepreneurship is the need of the hour. Thank you. Thank you, one and all. Thank you, Ramesh.
Sir, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Thank you, sir, for such an informative and creative session and letting us know about the difference between a creative entrepreneur from that of a typical business entrepreneur. A creative entrepreneur needs to master specific skills such as understanding of intellectual property is essential, combined with the ability to manage cash flow, key talent, and the creative process effectively. And be careful of the numerous barriers. Thank you so much, sir, for making us understand the true meaning of creative entrepreneur. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Can I make exit?